So, you're probably wondering two things. Did he get a haircut? Yes, I ended up just going bald, lower maintenance. Second thing, is he really teaching cardistry on the channel? Not really. A little bit, but not really. I am going to teach you the basics of how to do this one-handed cut, but a majority of this video is going to be me teaching you magic purposes to this one-handed cut. So it's not all about cardistry and being flashy. It's how you can use this to your advantage in certain little situations. Little things, they're not anything big, but it definitely helps out. So I'm going to teach you a quick kind of tutorial on how to do the one-handed cut, also known as the Charlier or Charlier cut. I've heard it both ways, so I'm going to stick to one-handed cut so I don't get it wrong. So besides that, let's get into today's video. As any good card tutorial, you're going to need a deck of cards. Today we're going to be using the Aviators from Dan and Dave, as it says right there. It's not like your standard aviators that you get at like a Walmart or like Walgreens. These are actually pretty good quality. I know the aviators and the other markets are like plasticky type cards, but this is not the case. These are actually really good. Just to show you a quick overview, this is what the cards look like, front and back. It comes with 2 ad cards. Alright, if you want to pause it, and if you want to read that on your own, you can. But let's get straight into today's video. So again, the one-handed cut, I want to teach you more magic purposes of it, but I want you to understand how it works. So I'm going to teach you a quick tutorial on how to do this. If you are still having trouble, there are literally thousands of videos of how to do this one-handed cut. So go ahead and watch that if you don't think this was enough, and come back here and learn the more magic purposes that I have to this one-handed cut. So first, you want to get into something. Well, first let's see what it looks like, and that's what the one-handed cut looks like, just in case you didn't know. Now you want to, not to get started, you want to go into a straddle grip. How to do that? This is what a straddle grip looks like. Alright, this is a pretty high straddle grip, but that's what you need to do a one-handed cut. Maybe some people like to do it here. I mean, you can. I just think that's uncomfortable. So put it like in a high straddle grip, and that's how you want to start off. It's going to take some muscle memory. If you do not know how to do this, it will be a tad bit difficult, but you'll get there. Now what you want to do is your thumb, you want to put on it about like half. You might start off doing this or this. You don't want to do that. Do the best you can to try to get half. It doesn't have to be exact, just somewhere. Now, once you have your thumb on it, these cards here on top will not fall down at all, as long as you keep pressure here. Now you do want this bottom part to fall down, so let go of the pinky and let go of the index finger. Once you let go, oh, they almost all fell, but it's supposed to be pretty loose. All right, now I'm going to take this packet off real quick. Now what you want to do with this packet, since both your fingers are let go, your index finger, you're going to touch your thumb. That's the exact motion that you're going to do once you're here. So once you let go, use your index finger to touch your thumb. This is what it looks like. I'm just going to start over. So once you're here, touch your thumb. See? Touch your thumb. Now you want to, now this is being stopped by this. So you want to just extend your middle and ring finger outward. So do that. You see how once it's cleared, literally once you have this cleared, let go of everything, and you have now completed the one-handed cut. Once you get a little bit more smooth, right, you don't have to let go, right? Some people like to kind of follow it down, just kind of like that, so it's just a little cleaner at the end. But that is how you do the one-handed cut. If you're still confused, I'll leave a link on where I learned the one-handed cut, but you should be okay with that quick tutorial. Now, as I've said a million times, let's learn the magic side to this. and how you can use this instead of doing it flashy all the time, right? Because it is somewhat of a flashy move. Not a lot of people know how to do it. Believe it or not, you can use this as a control. It's a really dumb one, but it works really good if you know what you're doing. This is what I mean. In essence, you have someone take a card out, or in this case it's the King of Diamonds. You give it to them, they look at it, and then you do the one-handed cut. Not completely, you just kind of let it go. And then you ask them to put it somewhere in the middle. Just be like, hey, can you just put your card somewhere in the middle? And they'll do just that. Right? I'm going to put it face up just for instructional purposes. There you go. Put it face up. Remember that this is going to be face down in real time. Again, I'm only doing this for instructional purposes. Now, as they see you, as they put it in the middle, right? Now you're just going to talk. You are going to try to misdirect them with something. Sharpies are like probably the greatest misdirection tool, because if you just have it out like somewhere over here, you could easily just be like, hey, can you pass me that Sharpie? Now that their full direction is somewhere completely else, this is all you're doing. You're just doing that. That's it. Again, it looks really dumb, but it works. Now that you have it here, you take the Sharpie, put it in your pocket, or wave. I don't really care what you do with it. Just do something with it. In my case, I would probably just put it away. Now you'd be like, now look, your card was somewhere in the middle, right? And they'll most likely say yes, and then just drop it. Ta-da! You did the control. That is literally it. One more time. King of Diamonds will do it face down. They put it somewhere. Talk, talk, talk. Point to something. Hey, your card's somewhere in the middle? Yes? Yes? Okay. Boom. You are done. That's it. You just learned a free card control. Now, I know you might be like, well, it's not difficult. Doesn't require any sleight of hand. Sometimes a basic control is sometimes what you need in a certain scenario. And you could totally do this surrounded if you can get everyone to be distracted. It works great, fools a lot of people. Moving on to the next thing. So the next thing is kind of using the Charlie or one-handed cut as a kind of cleanup for a color change. So let's say you did the paintbrush color change, right? So you're here, you're like, oh look, your card changed. As you kind of show them the card, right, just do a one-handed cut because all their focus is here. No one's really paying attention. You can just give it to them. And they'll be like, oh, where'd the ace go? The ace is still on top, right? And by that time, you're already way ahead. You're like, nope, it's nowhere on the top. And if they ask, don't just show them the bottom. If they ask, you can show them the bottom, and you know that ace is somewhere in the center. Right there. Again, do that to clean up when not to do the one-handed cut. I know, pretty crazy, right? But there is a certain instance when I believe you should not do it. If you know how to do the Cardini color change, then hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But if you don't know what the Cardini color change is, again, plenty of videos on it, and I actually might teach it soon because it's actually probably one of my favorite color changes. So this is how it looks. So they grab the 7 or any card, and they'll change it in essence to another, right? That was a terrible color change, but a color change nonetheless. Now, if you know how the Cardini works, you know that that card was just disposed at the bottom. Now, why is it important for you to clean up, right? So let's get 2 cards. We'll get just get the Jack, and we'll do the 3, right? 2 completely different cards, right? So you get your double, right? You do the change. Now, some people, if you're trying to clean up, right, and you give it to them, some people will know that it's at the bottom. Some people are smart. Laymen are smart. Don't underestimate them. Some people know it's at the bottom. Now, here's why you should not be doing the one-handed cut to clean up, right? So once you give it to them, right, and you're trying to clean up, what you want to do, or why you shouldn't do this, is because when you cut, right, they can see, sorry for hitting the camera, but they can see that other card and they'll know that you just got rid of it, right? And it kind of ruins the magical moment, right? Especially if you're doing that, literally everyone that way will be able to see it. I mean, if you do it under distraction and you know nobody's looking, then by all means, do it. I just don't recommend it. If you know how to do the scissor cut, I would highly recommend that you do that. And scissor cut just looks like this, right? Because that card is exposed to you and you only. So, ace of spades, you're trying to clean up. You see how only I can see that card, right? And that's it. So I would highly recommend that you do that. That is the case where you should not be doing the one-handed cut at all whatsoever. I do believe that's really all I have today for the one-handed cut. And if you've got any other ideas that you can do some magic related stuff with it, then by all means go ahead. But yeah, that's kind of like what I have for kind of magic ideas for this. So let's get to the outro. If you really like my channel, then go ahead, consider subscribing. Definitely helps me out. If you like today's video, go ahead and just hit the like button. It doesn't hurt, takes 1 second to do. And if you're really committed, then you can go ahead and leave a comment on my channel on anything that you'd like to see. If there's anything you want to see more of, or you want me to be detailed on something on today's video or even a previous video, doesn't matter. I'll answer all your questions in the comments. But again, hopefully you liked today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can go do some cool stuff with the one-handed cut. Besides that, I will see you next week. So peace.